Hey everyone, Skunny here, and today I wanted to bring you some video on the Guardian Druid Mage Tower Artifact Challenge. The audio was not recording when I was doing the Twitch stream, so I'm going to have to record new audio over top of it. So let's just get into it. So as you can see, I have 930 item level. My legendaries are Lufa's Wrappings. That increased the damage to my Thrash and the Radius. And I have Soul of the Archdruid ring that gives me the Soul of the Forest talent. My artifact weapon is 69. Right. So you can see I have unlocked the third part of the first artifact relic. So I have all three unlocked there, and that gives me the third ability, which I chose 50% extra damage on my Thrash specifically for this fight. For talents, you can see I have Brambles, which gives me damage to anybody who attacks me, as well as it shoots out or gives out damage for anything that attacks me when my bark skin is up. I have guttural roars for the increased damage or increased distance on my incapacitating roar, as well as my stampeding roar, but the stampeding isn't necessary. I'm going with the restoration infinity. Other places have said the balance infinity, but I think I'm probably going to have to change that over depending on if I can hit the Inquisitor outside of its circle with my Thrash. Going with Mighty Bash to stun Cruel. Like I said, I got Galactic Guardian for the increased Moonfire and Soul of the Forest from my ring. I'm going with Guardian of the Elune. Some people do Earth Warden, but I'm going to try the Guardian Elune and Brendan Tear to increase my damage for Thrash. As well as decreased damage taken from things with Thrash on them. For food, I'm going to do the Bear Tartar. This was recommended on one of the forums and on Wowhead. I'm going to do Flask of the Seventh Demon because you can see my health down there is 10.3 million. So we're going to go with the Agility Flask instead. Since I didn't take the Wild Charge talent, I got the Goblin Glider kit that is going to help me if I get knocked back, because I didn't take that Wild Charge and I took Guttural Roars instead. Other things, just Prolonged Power and War Drums to help me with DPS down the line. And I got the Light Forge Augmented Rune from Exalted, and let's get into it. So I did some attempts with the Restoration Affinity instead of the Balance Affinity. I couldn't get my Thrash to go on the Inquisitor outside of her circle, or his circle, so I had to switch over to Balance Infinity so I didn't have to go into the circle to get Thrash. At the beginning here, what you're gonna want to do is pull the Inquisitor back. You want Valen to be right on top of the Inquisitor to do damage to him melee, because Valen's melee in between its casts does a lot of damage.
3, 2, 1.
And I lucked out right there. I would have got knocked off right off the bat, and I didn't. Luckily, I got hit by a thing. You want to Moonfire spam the eyes. If they end up getting close to getting in cast off, you want to look at them so they don't knock you back. And as you can see here, I can hit the Inquisitor from the outside with my Thrashes without having to go into the circle. And I just kite around. I kite the Infernals around. It's good to use those circles when you have the ads up, and then thrash them a couple times. For the debuff, you do not want to get the debuff around 5 because you're going to have to waste a lot of cooldowns from the Inquisitor if you get around 5. And I lucked out again there, getting knocked into the same part. So, yeah, there is some RNG to the luck in this fight.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, and all right, got that down. And this is why you want Galactic Guardian. You want to be able to Moonfire, and you want it to be able to do more damage. And when you get the buffed Moonfire, it pretty much one-shots the eyes. And I used that circle a little late. I messed up on that. So I used Incapacitating Roar to buy me some time, and I used my artifact weapon there a little early, so I didn't have it for the start of this fight. For Cruel himself, what you want to do is you make sure you get out of those puddles for his crash as quickly as possible. That's where the food buff comes into effect. And for his Annihilate, it's interruptible, but you want to, you definitely want to use your Iron Fur. You want to have 1 or 2 Iron Furs up for that Annihilate. And all the while, you're going to have to save your interrupts for his Twisting debuff, because if he gets that on you, then he's going to heal up, and that's pretty much the game if he does that. So here I'm just kiting around. I'm getting pretty low, so I go over and use the Valen's circle to get everything down. And this is where the speed boost comes into effect. See, I was already out of there before he got to me. And you can also use your Stampeding Roar. There's the Twisting Reflection. You want to get that down. I forgot to use my Iron Fur there for that Annihilate. So he has 3 buffs of Annihilate on me, which is not good. So you want to get him down before he gets to 4 Annihilates, because it's a lot of damage, and if you don't have any other cooldowns up when he does that Annihilate, you're pretty much one shot, which you can see right there. I die, but I still have 3 stacks of Thrash up on him, and he dies. So I really, really lucked out on this one. I was going to Skull Bash him right before that Annihilate, but I didn't get to him in time. I could have used Incapacitating Roar, but I just didn't. So luckily, he died, and I got the kill before Valen died, because those ads were coming out and everything. So yeah, I lucked out 3 times in this fight, and I'm just glad it's over. I am so glad it's over. I was so happy when this went, and it sucks that I didn't get the original audio for this fight, because as you can see right now, I'm not even doing anything. This is where I'm doing a lot of celebrating. At first I thought that I didn't beat it, but then I looked at my map, and it had, or my quest log, and it had it completed. So yeah, I really lucked out. And if we skip ahead here, or I'll go back to Dalaran, turn the quest in. So yeah, this the fight itself is a lot of trial and error. You need to have the Lufa's wrappings legendary, and Eco Wraiths is the second best legendary to have, but if not, then the Soul of the Forest definitely helps as well. And you'll see other people suggest other things, but those ones worked out for me the best. And then you need to be able to pretty much use your thrashes to the best of your ability, because they're gonna be doing most of the damage throughout the entire fight. And you just have to be up on avoiding things in the first phase, and interrupting his drain life, and getting those eyes down as quickly as possible, all the while kiting the other ads. You always want to be moving. You never want to be like standing still or stopped in a certain position. And if possible, you definitely don't want to be changing directions back and forth, because when you do that, you have a chance of getting knocked off by the abyssals or the eyes. Phase 2, it's pretty much a DPS race. I forgot to use my drums and prolonged power in that second phase on my kill, so they're not necessary to downing him, but they do actually help. So I probably would have killed him way before that fourth annihilate, and I wouldn't have died, pretty much. And so yeah, you just want to use your Iron Furs when he does the annihilate. You want to use your speed boosts and your that food to your advantage to get out of the crashes and the puddles, and you want to interrupt every chance you get the twisting debuff, because if he puts that on you, he's going to heal up for a lot of damage. So yeah, there it is, the Druid form. I'm so happy I got this. So I hope you guys liked it. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.